On to the other midweek games now. The future of Croatian defender Slaven Bilic as a West Ham player remains in doubt, but after his declaration that he wouldn't be leaving for the time being anyway, he was in the starting 11 against Chelsea. In the Chelsea team for the first time in 12 games was Gianluca Vialli, and the Italian marked his return with the opening goal on 26 minutes, laid on sweetly by his compatriot Gianfranco Zola. But the Hammers were back level early in the second half, when referee Keith Burge awarded a penalty for a Frank Sinclair tackle on Hugo Porfirio, who'd come on as a substitute. It was certainly a clumsy challenge by Sinclair, but did the offence take place inside or outside the box? The referee was in no doubt. Leading scorer Julian Dix drove in the penalty with his customary belligerence, his 6th success from the spot this season and his 8th goal overall. West Ham then eased into the lead just past the midway point in the second half. A well-crafted goal steered in by Paul Kitson after a flick on from Ian Dowie. It stayed that way until 3 minutes from time when Chelsea drew level. Mark Hughes, who'd come on with less than 20 minutes to go, heading in a cross from Scott Minto. Dismay for West Ham, but in the very last minute they conjured up a dramatic winner. Kitson pouncing for his 2nd of the match to raise his team's hopes of top-flight survival. An eventful night in East London, West Ham 3, Chelsea 2.
Two weeks after Nottingham Forest resolved their ownership crisis, Pierre van Hooijdonk has become the club's record signing. The Dutch international striker has moved from Glasgow Celtic for £3 million, a fee which could rise to £4.5 million, depending on Van Hooijdonk's goals return and whether or not Forest can stay in the Premier League.
Of course, I'm going to a better league, and it will be even more difficult as it was in Scotland, but I hope I can score the goals that keep Forest in the Premier League.
24 hours after signing, Van Hooijdonk made his Premier League debut at Blackburn Rovers. A vital game for both sides in their struggle to pull away from the bottom. And it was another of their foreigners, Norwegian Alf Inge Haaland, who put Forest one up. That rare setback for Blackburn's disciplined defence was followed by some high-tempo attacking in the second half. Kevin Gallagher spun away from Steve Chettle. Tim Sherwood hit the bar, but in the melee, Gallagher improvised superbly to give Rovers a point and lift them further towards safety.
At Ellen Road, Southampton gave a first Premier League start to Mike Evans, a £500,000 signing from Plymouth. And he had a wonderful chance for a dream debut, but wasted what was a rare opportunity for either team in a dreary contest. Matt Le Tissier has never scored against Leeds, although he seldom looked like doing so in this game. It was his long-range effort that almost caught out Nigel Martin. The Leeds goalkeeper recovering well to save at the feet of Egil Ostenstad. It ended goalless. A fluffed attempt by Brian Deane, underlining the lack of finesse up front for a Leeds team that have managed just 24 goals from 30 games.
Four days after their best victory in the Premier League, 2-1 over the champions Manchester United, the early signs were promising again for Sunderland, as Kevin Ball drove in a rare goal for a priceless lead. Sheffield Wednesday, whose morale was rock bottom after their FA Cup quarter-final defeat to Wimbledon, were given a huge boost by David Hurst's turn and shot 3 minutes before half-time. And Wednesday's chances of a top-5 finish and a place in Europe increased further. Lionel Perez stopped Mark Pembridge's shot, only for Dejan Stefanovic to make it 2-1. Now Sunderland had to attack, which suited Wednesday. And they might have won by more, but Benito Carbone's outrageous chip was saved by Perez.
So, checking through all the midweek results, the outset